and shalom to everyone. Welcome to another Health Talk with Lisa. I am Lisa Thomas, your clinical practitioner and owner of the Holistic Balance Life Center located here in the DFW area. On today's podcast, we're going to talk about nutritional tips for energy and balance. So why is that necessary? Why should we consider proper nutrition for energy and balance? Well, it is important because we want to make sure that we are, maintaining, proper homeostasis so therefore we can, have more quantity of life as well as quality of life. And proper nutrition is the foundation for how our body and our brain will function throughout the day. And without it, we're more likely to experience things such as fatigue and irritability and mood swings and even poor focus. So some of the reasons why it matters. Well, it will stabilize blood sugar. So stable blood sugar equals stable energy. So when we eat a balanced meal, our body releases energy steadily instead of just crashing after a high sugar intake. And so this helps us to stay productive and alert throughout the day. Also, it can, nutrients, having nutrients will fuel your cells. Nutrients such as your vitamins, your minerals, your macronutrients, such as your protein, your carbs, and your fats. Well, all are literally a part of what your cells need in order to function. And so when we are low on nutrients, then we're also low in energy. Another reason why it's important is because it can support your mood and mental clarity. And so nutrients such as vitamin B, magnesium, the omega-3s, all of these directly support brain function. And this helps us to feel more emotionally balanced and mentally clear. And then it also reduces stress on the body. So us eating, nourishing foods help our body to recover from the daily stress that we have to endure. It also helps to regulate the hormones. It also reduces the inflammation, which means we have fewer energy slumps. And then we are also able to obtain and achieve better sleep. And then it builds long-term resilience. So good nutrition isn't just about feeling good today, but it also protects your heart, it protects your immune system, it protects your organs, so therefore your body can carry out the long haul. So that's why it's important. So one of the things that I would like to point out is that I know that we're busy. We're constantly on the go, and maybe you are a busy parent. Maybe you are, a student in school. Maybe you're an individual that are, juggling responsibilities. Maybe you have been feeling quite sluggish here lately. And so I want to share a few nutritional tips that can help you to boost your immunity as well as your energy, and then to help you to bring a little bit more balance into your day without you having to rely on things such as coffee and high sugary snacks, because that sugar is not good for you. And for those who have heard me speak about this in the past, sugar is not good for anyone, really and truly, because it leads to diseases and illnesses and things like that. So let's get into it. So the first step to more energy is to focus on what fuels you. And I'm not just talking about eating more food. I'm talking about eating the right foods. So processed foods, in which we're in a society where that's what we're surrounded by, is a whole lot of processed foods. So processed carbs, then sugary snacks, or even skipping meals may give you a quick boost, yes, but what happens? It leaves you crashing soon after. So instead, I want you to aim for complex carbs, such as oats, quinoa, quinoa. My daughters mess with me all the time because I mess that word up. But that and brown rice. Now, these particular grains will, allow for the release of energy slowly, which keeps you a little bit more balanced and powered throughout your day. And also, don't skip out on the protein, the eggs and your lentils, Greek yogurt, and even a handful of nuts. And that's all it takes. Things like walnuts and almonds can help you keep you full and mentally sharp. Don't you know that if you are preparing for an exam or preparing for, something very important, a project, or you have to make a decision first thing in the morning, you should probably eat a handful of nuts or eat your oats, and that will have you mentally sharp. So let's not forget about those proteins. And then in addition to that, we can look at your healthy fats, such as your avocados, your olive oils, and the seeds, because these are not the enemy. These are actually good. These are helpful to you, and they actually feed your brain and support lasting energy. So think about this here. This is a quick switch. So in the morning, if you're not already doing so, try a breakfast with oatmeal, almond butter, and berries instead of stopping by your neighborhood donut shop or eating that bowl of sugary cereal, because none of that's good for you. And I bet you will feel a total difference by the time lunchtime comes around. And so the next thing I want to suggest that you do is be hydrated. One of the key things that is so often overlooked is water. This is a natural energy booster. Because have you ever felt tired and foggy or just moody for no reason, or even having a headache? Well, a lot of times it's because you're probably dehydrated. And so a good rule of thumb is to drink half your body weight in ounces of water daily. So if you weigh 160 pounds, then you should be drinking about 80 ounces of water. And not to mention, if you are active in your work or in your lifestyle, such as you going to the gym or you're walking or jogging daily, then that means you need to increase that water intake even more so, because you are now losing that water. So you'll want to, again, drink half of your body weight. But if you leave an increased active lifestyle, then you'll want to increase the water intake even more so. And if plain water is just not your thing, then you can jazz it up with lemon. There's nothing wrong with lemon slices, cucumber, mint. All of those are good. And it's good for the hydration too. It's good for the cells. The cells love it. Think about it. How often, well, maybe you go to the spa, maybe you do not. But if you do go to the spa, do they not have a container with cucumber water, lemon water, mint water, or a combination of all of those? Because it's very good for you. You can even throw some berries in there. Any berry is good for you. Strawberry, blackberries, blueberries, any of those berries are good for you. So just think about that and just make sure that you are hydrated. And then throughout the day, you can eat fruits that are hydrating for you as well. And then next, we want to make sure that we are keeping your blood sugar balanced. So let's look at this blood sugar. You got big energy crashes that usually happen when we spike our blood sugar with a lot of sugary drinks. Now, around here in the office, I see a lot of people drinking these energy drinks. And even though the energy drinks may say zero sugar, but there's high fructose corn syrup in it. And so a lot of times people don't look at the ingredients list. And me personally, I don't understand why people drink those drinks, but to each his own. But because people drink these high sugar content drinks, then they find themselves crashing and feeling even tired, and even more fatigued. And then not only the high sugar content drinks, but then also the white bread, the white pasta, the white rice, or the processed snacks, the chips, and all these things, and all of which causes a person to crash, after a while. So the goal is to keep things balanced. So you'll want to build your meal with a mix of fiber, protein, and healthy fats. For example, you can build yourself a salad with grilled chicken, olive oil, chickpeas, and this will help keep you steady much longer than a slice of white bread and such as toast and jelly. Um, Last night, for instance, I decided that I was going to make myself a salad mixture. And so I put together the grilled chicken, and which I didn't take much of that. It was only less than 4 ounces, and inside of a kind of like a wok pan, not as big though. But I put the grilled chicken on one side, and then I put the baby spinach on the other side. But I didn't want to cook the spinach all the way because I wanted to keep some of it still kind of raw to a degree. And then I put some purple onions next to that. And I just kind of sauteed it just a little bit because I still wanted to keep some of it, like I said, raw. In another bowl, I combined my cucumber, my broccoli, kept it raw, as well as my avocado. So I diced that up. So I kept everything in that bowl. And I just combined all those things together along with some corn. I just combined it all together. And I just put just a hint of a salad dressing of my choice on that. And I did a light ranch. And it was a very, very light ranch. And I just mixed it all together. And that was the best salad. And it was only a small bowl by this amount that I ate, but I only was able to eat half the bowl because of the nutrients that was in there. I was full. And so just things like that, things to feed your cells, and it gives your body so much energy. So don't try not to skip meals, because if you're giving your bodies the right nutrients, the right things you're putting in your body, then you're going to get the energy that you need. So skipping meals is not going to help, but you could take in the smaller meals and your body will get used to it. You don't take a whole lot. You don't have to eat a whole lot. And you don't want to go too long with, without food, especially if your body's not used to that. Because it's one thing to do intermittent fasting, which my body is used to intermittent fasting. But you don't want to go too long if your body is not used to that. That's something you have to train your system to be accustomed to. But for those that are just getting started to do this, you don't want to go too long without some type of food source, because it can then cause dips in your energy and in your mood. So instead, just eat those small, steady meals and those nutritional snacks to keep you balanced. And so here are some on the go natural energy boosters that you can do as well. Green smoothies. I love the green smoothies. I love making them. And you make them with spinach and banana and chia seeds and almond milk. And watch your almond milk. Make sure you don't have a lot of sugar in it. Or you can use coconut milk. I love coconut milk as well. Sometimes I prefer the coconut milk over the almond milk. But making a good green smoothie, and you can add green apples to that smoothie too, and it is delicious. You can also do a hard boiled egg or hummus with baby carrots. You can also do a handful of almonds or trail mix. And then you have your herbal teas such as green tea, matcha, or ginseng for, a little bit of a lift. So if you were to do any of these on the go natural energy boosters, they are quick, they are easy, and they don't leave you feeling heavy or drained. So those are the tips that I want to leave you with on today. This I didn't have a long and drawn out podcast topic, but just wanted to kind of give you a little tip. Just keep you balanced, and keep you with good high energy and keep you balanced out. Because I'm all about, keeping a good proper mood and keeping everybody in a, feeling good. And feeling good, that means you have to put good things in your body. And I tell students all the time, if you eat a meal and it makes you tired and sleepy, that was the wrong meal. Point blank and simple. If you eat a meal and it makes you tired and sleepy, that was the incorrect meal, because your meal is supposed to give you energy. It's supposed to make you feel, upbeat and not tired and fatigued. Okay. So here's just a gentle reminder. Listen to your body. When you're hungry, just slow down. Eat when you're hungry, and then you don't eat a whole lot. And then just slow down when you feel yourself getting full, because the stomach is going to talk to the brain and the brain's going to respond. So just slow down. Don't go against what your body is saying. Listen to your body and do what the body is saying. Do what the brain is telling the body to do. And that is slow down, and that is to stop eating when you see that you are getting full. And pay attention to how certain foods make you feel afterwards, because you can very well be allergic to certain foods and don't even realize it's an allergy to you. Okay, so if you are paying attention to what you're putting in your system, then you can probably catch some of those allergies that you're probably unaware of. So pay attention, because food isn't just fuel, it's also communication. And your body will tell you what it needs when you create space for it to listen. So that's all I have for you on today. And so I just want to recap. Fuel yourself with complex carbs and protein and healthy fats. Stay hydrated, balance your blood sugar, and try natural whole food snacks for a boost. And you don't need to change everything overnight. You can just try one small shift just this week, like adding a vegetable or drinking more water, and then just kind of seeing how your energy responds. And I would love to hear from you. What is the one food or drink that gives you the most energy? You can send me a message at holisticbalancelc@gmail.com. You can even send me a message on Facebook at Holistic Balance Life Center on Facebook. So thanks again for listening to my podcast on this evening. I am Lisa Thomas, your clinical practitioner, and I will catch you on the next episode. Stay energized and stay balanced. Shalom.